Hey, how's it going? Vladimir Donis here. So, hey, today I wanted to jump online and talk about the difference between paid marketing versus free marketing for your coaching business. There's definitely a difference, and there's pros and cons to each of them. So, let's talk about free marketing to begin with. Now, the misconception that people have about free marketing is that they think they can just do free marketing and just ask people to call them. I was watching, a process not too long ago, and the individual was doing some free marketing. The individual had a piece of content, a piece of video online, and at the end, that person told the audience to give them a call if they're interested. Now, the thing, I don't 100% agree with that, and here's why I don't agree with that, is that people won't necessarily call you, right away. You should at least have a process for people to go through. So, as an example, one of the things that would have been a lot more effective is if this individual had indicated to the person that was watching the video to go and download something for free, or to go and schedule a time on their calendar. I think that's a lot more effective, and that individual will get a lot more result. So at the end of the day, whether you have whether you're using free marketing or paid marketing, you need to have a process in place. You need to think about, okay, what journey do I want the prospects to go through? If I'm doing free marketing, for example, I'm doing this video, what is the next step I want the individual to take in my marketing funnel, and what is going to make the most logical sense for people to go through that's going to help them to go through whatever my process is. So you still need to have a system in place. You need to have a system to capture leads. You need to have a system to send people to your calendar. You need to have a system to have people to go to the next step of your process. So regardless of what traffic type you're using, if you're paying for marketing or if you're doing free marketing. So that's step number one, is you need to have a system in place for all of those various reasons. Because think about it. Let's just say you're doing free marketing. You've been doing free marketing for quite some time, and now all of a sudden you're invited on someone's podcast, and that podcast has thousands and thousands of people, and you get the opportunity to kind of just talk about your products or your services. Well, what's going to make sense is if you send those people down a specific path. Instead of just telling people, hey, call you, it is much better if you have a path for those people to go through, because it's well thought out, and because it's a system, and because it's automated. So for so many reasons, you need to have a process in place for people to go through. So now let's talk about free traffic. Free marketing / free traffic does require some work. So for instance, this video that I'm doing this video via Facebook Live. In addition to doing this video via Facebook Live, I'm going to share this video via other different platforms. I may share it on LinkedIn, depending on the length of the video. In addition to sharing it on LinkedIn, I'm going to publish it on my podcast. In addition to publishing it on my podcast, I'm going to share it on a YouTube channel. So as you can see, this requires some work. It requires some work for me to jump online and do this video, and it requires work for me to distribute it to the various platforms. So that's the free process. Now, here's what happens when it comes to you doing this stuff for free. When I do it for free, I'm going to have this on my Facebook page. My Facebook page may have the people that I'm looking for. It may not. So I may be doing this piece of content, and I may not necessarily be able to connect with the people who can use my service. I'm going to also share it on YouTube. A platform such as YouTube does not reward you right away. What I mean by that is that when you publish content on YouTube, it's not as if the people who are looking for your type of service, it's not as if those people are going to find you right away. YouTube is a platform that rewards people who publish a lot of content. So you have to publish a lot of content in order to be rewarded. So if I just publish 2 pieces of content on YouTube, for example, I'm not going to be rewarded right away. I have to probably publish, hundreds of videos to get to be in order to take advantage of the algorithm from a YouTube standpoint. So it's going to take time for me to get traction on a platform such as YouTube. If I'm looking at a blog or a podcast, the same thing is true as well. When I first launched my podcast, I had to launch, close to 50 videos before people started to kind of just hear it, listen to it, like it, comment on it, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, this is going to take time. In order for free traffic to work or free marketing to work for you, it may take you months for that type of process to work for you. Now, if you have time, it's a good methodology. It's a good process for you to go through. You don't necessarily have to spend any money on ads, but you're going to put in the work by way of time before you can start to kind of just see some outcome, and before you can start to see some results. So that's the free method. About 3 months, give or take, for you to start to kind of just get some traction, depending on where you're putting your content at. Now let's compare that to, say, the paid methodology. So now if you decide that you want to pay for ads, the good thing is that if you pay for it, you're going to get results a lot faster. So as an example, I can take this piece of video and I can go ahead and run some Facebook ads behind this piece of video. And what's going to happen is that within the next 48 hours or so, I'm going to immediately start to generate some leads as a result of the paid methodology, because I'm paying for it. So I'm going to get traction a lot faster. And within the next couple of days, I can start to kind of just have people on my calendar, scheduling time on my calendar. And within a week or so, I can start to get me some new clients. So as you can see, from a traction standpoint, I can start to get traction, very, 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 very quickly. So that methodology from a speed standpoint is much faster. Now, so what are some of the hiccups that people have about paid marketing? A couple of different hiccups that I see people have about paid marketing is that it costs money. Yeah, you're right. It does indeed cost money. But let me just kind of just throw some numbers out there, just hypothetically speaking. So let's just say that you offer a service and your service is $1,000. You charge $1,000 for whatever it is that you do. And you go and you use a platform such as Facebook, and you spend, say, just $300 on Facebook. You spend $300 on Facebook. As a result of you spending the $300, you have some people that you've generated some leads. In addition to you generating leads, you have some people that's jumped on your calendar. And as a result of you spending that $300, you were able to gain a client as a result of spending $300. Well, what just happened here? You just 3x your money. You spent $300, but in return, you got back $1,000. So in some instances, not in some instances, in all instances, it makes sense for you to continue to do that, because you don't have to wait months to get results. You can go spend just a couple of $100s, and you can go ahead and get results right away. So that's one likely scenario. So let's talk about some other additional scenarios, because when you run ads on Facebook for the very first time, it may take time for Facebook to work for you. It may take time for Facebook to understand who your audience is. It may take time for Facebook to understand who your customer is and who's the right person. So let's just say you spend $1,000 on Facebook ads. So you spent $1,000 on Facebook ads, and as a result of you spending $1,000, you're able to get one client. Now all of a sudden, what just happened? You just broke even. You didn't make any money, and you didn't lose any money. So here are some of the other benefits as a result of you just going through that exercise. Now, all of a sudden, Facebook is going to have because you would have generated a lot more leads compared to if you spent $300. Now, all of a sudden, a platform such as Facebook is going to understand who the individuals are that are more than likely to click on your ad, that are more than likely to go to your page, that are more than likely to become a lead, and that are more than likely to become a client. So if you spent $1,000, now all of a sudden you broke even. The second time you spend the next set of $1,000, you may get results a lot faster. So from a speed standpoint, it may make sense for you to kind of just go through the process of helping this platform, a platform such as Facebook, understand who your target audience is, understand who the individuals are that are more than likely to do business with you, and then as a result, allow that platform to work for you, and allow that platform to allow you to get a lot more results. One of the things that make Facebook ads work very well is that the longer you do it, the more effective it becomes. So if I'm running an ad for the very first time and Facebook doesn't understand who my target audience is, Facebook doesn't understand who the people are who are likely to become a lead, it's going to take time for it to work. However, once it understands who those individuals are, the version number 2, version number 3, and the longer that I do it, the more optimized it is going to be, and the easier it's going to be for that platform to get me results. The thing that holds a lot of people back is that a lot of people are just afraid of losing money. Sometimes, you may not necessarily, gain traction right away, but at the end of the day, you're using that money to A, get data, and two, to allow Facebook to optimize the ad for you to go ahead and get results as quickly as possible. All of the major companies that I know, to be honest with you, all of the major companies that are very, very successful, the majority of them are successful, have a level of success as a result of paying for ads, as a result of paying for marketing, because they can go ahead and churn and get results a lot faster. I've worked for a lot of major companies, and when I study and when I look at all of the major companies, you see all of them have use paid marketing, because they know that they can go ahead and get a return on investment a lot faster. And plus, it's a lot more predictable. If I'm doing just free marketing, there's no predictability there. I can publish till my face is blue and never really get anyone that finds my content, finds the right people, so on and so forth. Plus, I can't control how many people see that piece of content, whereby if I pay Facebook $100 compared to paying Facebook $300, I can get a lot more people to see my content a lot faster. Therefore, if I want to grow and if I want to scale, I can scale a lot faster. If I'm just publishing content, the platforms, they're going to control who they show my platform, who they show my content to, because it's free and it's an organic process. That organic process can take time. That organic process may not always happen. So those are the differences between free marketing and paid marketing. By the way, if you're a coach or a consultant and you would like to, and you need more help with this type of stuff, one of the things that I've done recently is I've published a web class. And a web class is going to help you do a couple of things and help you understand a couple of different things. It's going to help you to launch it's going to help you launch and or relaunch your business. A lot of people launch their businesses, but because they don't launch their business the right way, they don't necessarily get any traction. So in addition to launching your business and showing you the right way to launch it, I'm going to show you how you can go ahead and generate leads for your coaching business. And finally, I'll show you how to turn those leads into clients. You can go to connectionmessage.com to sign up for that free web class. Or I'm going to leave a link somewhere on this page. You can go ahead and click on that link, and that link is going to allow you to go to connectionmessage.com and register for that free web class. That's it for this episode. I'll see you in the next one.